Well, it's Labor Day 2020. This is something I've been promising to do for a while, which is go through my Fantastic Four collection, and just so I have a record of what I've got. And this really was the world's greatest comic magazine. This was really Marvel's flagship title, and was what got me into collecting stuff other than horror and monster comics. Was the Fantastic Four. It was a Marvel Treasury edition that came out about 73 or 74. That's what really got me started. But this is my earliest issue that I have. Like I said, I don't have a world-class collection of comics, but this is not in very good shape. But it's issue number 15. And then we move on to Fantastic Four number 22. I don't have a lot of early issues. I'm wanting to get more. Oh, that's good light. And then this issue is 28. The title's been cut off. I've never seen a title cut off that creatively. It's almost, usually they just cut it straight across, a news dealer to get credit for the magazine that didn't sell. But in this case, someone took a little care and cut around the text box. Unusual. 28. Bought this recently at Duncanville Books. That price, I paid less than that. But this is number 29. There's a movie version of this coming out at some point soon, in the next few years. I guess that's soon. But this lighting's not very good. Boy, let me experiment with lighting here for a second. Maybe that'll help. It's just the Mylar. It's hard to photograph with the Mylar. This is number 31. I've had this issue. Yeah, I've had this issue since the 80s. See how next to the 31, someone wrote in pencil G. That means this is in good condition. And that's courtesy of Lone Star Comics that actually wrote the condition on the comic. I guess they figured that if they wrote it on the bag, someone could switch out the bags. So they wrote it on the actual comic itself. And then recently I forgot that I had it from all those years ago, and I bought another copy of it. So my original copy is a little better shape. And then this, the same thing. I've got two copies of this. Number 32. One that I bought in the 80s, and one that I bought at a comic book convention at University of Texas at Arlington 2 summers ago. And even though they billed it as a comic book convention, there were no comic books at it. It was, now people don't read comic books, so it was just a bunch of cosplayers and a bunch of nonsense. But there was one guy that had like 4 short boxes of comics, and I picked that up, not realizing I already had it. This is 33. Wonderful photo background cover. And this is one I remember buying on a summer day back in the late 70s, early 80s. Number 35. Stuff I bought in the 80s, I bought at Lone Star Comics. This is another copy where I've got two copies of the same one. But 36. Let's see. This one is not in as good a shape. Okay. 37. Okay, I'm going to go put these back into the box. Hope you've been enjoying the Draw to Orloff telethon. We've already raised several $1 million. And it's helped me organize some of these comics. Double Dare Adventures. Dudley Do-Right. And when Dudley Do-Right is finished, everyone knows that Fantastic Four. Yeah. Sorry about that. Okay. Back to it. It wouldn't be a Gratu Orloff video if we didn't have the bad camera work. Someday I'll learn how to do this. I'm still new to YouTube. I'm still trying to get my 63rd subscriber. Maybe it'll happen sometime. Maybe it'll happen today. It'll be a nice Labor Day surprise. This is issue 38. The Marvel, wow, look at that, MMMS. The Marvel Fan Club begins. Merry Marvel Marching Society. Fantastic Four, 39. They say it's fine because they wrote an F on it. Fools. Number 40. You got your Daredevil, you got your Dr. Doom. Move into 41. And then Stan Lee decides all this pop art, all this Roy Lichtenstein and Andy Warhol stuff, let's call ourselves Marvel Pop Art Productions. It lasted for a few months. We've got issue 42. Great iconic cover. Now 43. Another 43. So the Pop Art Productions is still going on in its third month. Fourth month of Pop Art Productions. We've got a date stamp, August 18th. Another month of Pop Art Productions. Oh yes, 45. Among Us hide the Inhumans. There they are. What a tremendous cover. And so I go from 45. I need 46, 47, and 48. Huh. Like I'm ever going to be able to afford 48. But I have 49, which is the first appearance of Galactus on the cover. This is the part of the Galactus trilogy. And it's between the 4 and the 9. It's been graded very good by the 1980s graders at Lone Star Comics that wrote on the comic the condition. Fantastic Four, 51. Wonder if they still have any comics at mycomicshop.com that still have the actual grade written on in pencil. Number 52 is good. Man, you know, I would grade that a little higher than good. I think this is really, well, of course I want it to be in good condition because this is a super valuable issue. Back when this is the first appearance of the Black Panther. Then we move to 53. And another one I have 2 copies of. Great cover. They're selling posters like at Ross. Not posters, little boards with this cover, where they tried to make it aged to look like it's been well worn. I love the faces on the side. DC did that for a while in Justice League and had the faces. I always love that. All right, what do we got here? Why, it's number 55, and the Lone Star graders in the 1980s or late 70s labeled this very good. 55. Tremendous. Yes, then we move to Claw. I remember the Hanna-Barbera episode that adapted this. Hanna-Barbera cartoon version. And then we've got your 57. This is a newer purchase. I can tell by the price tag. The way Duncanville Books, they put the price, and then on these rarer comics, they actually put the condition on the price tag. So this, according to them, is a 4.5. 58. Oh, and they wrote the condition. Very good. If you look through your comics, if you've got the condition written on them like that, then it came from Arlington, Texas. Lone Star Comics. Oh man, I've got 3 copies of this. This is why I do these videos, because in a pinch, if I'm at a comic store and I'm, like, say, out of town or something, and there's no way I can access my comics, you know, I can go to YouTube and put on this video and see, do I have this? And I actually can see the comic and know if I'm getting upgrading the condition or something. See, this one I have 2 copies of as well. Not complaining. I'm not reading the issue numbers, all right? Am I? This is number 60. Ah, very good, they say. Okay, I'm putting these back in the box. These are just way too valuable to me to, I don't have a pile still. Then I let out a girlish shriek of terror when very valuable comics spill on the floor, and it's preserved forever on YouTube. Very embarrassing. So, we've been thinking about moving to another part of the country. I just retired at the end of May, beginning of June. So now I have that ability to move to a place where quality of living could be better, cost of living cheaper, the property tax not good. I don't like it. There's more to come. All right, so with that, oh, this is a really mother effer. I'm just noticing how great this is, but then I see there's a damn fold inside this bag. I gotta fix that. Then I'll fix it in a little bit. All right, this one, 62. Great cover. Lone Star Graders called it very good. I guess I could erase that, but I don't want to fuck with it. Someone sold it for 10 cents once. Gave you a 2-cent discount. Oh, a date stamp. 63. Date stamps are interesting to some collectors because it tells you the year and the actual date that this was put out on the spinner rack or on the newsstand. So, some people are interested in that. I'm one of them. Number 64. 65. I mean, I have a pretty good run of this. I just don't have a complete run, and I will never be able to get a complete run. 66, unless someone just donates it to me or wills it to me. 67. 68. I mean, I had a friend last year. He gave me his collection of Avengers from issue like 15 through the mid-1970s. He just gave me a whole long box full of Avengers that he had collected as a kid and as a teenager, and knew that he just was trying to downsize. He kept his Spider-Mans. He's got an amazing Spider-Man run too, and his Fourth World Kirby stuff, and Warlock stuff. Those are the stuff he kept, but he gave me all his Avengers stuff, and I was very grateful. That's 70. 71. Oh, I think I have 2 copies of this, but one maybe somewhere else. 72. I think I have 2 copies of that too. I haven't filed everything. All right. Back. I mean, Fantastic Four goes up to about issue 100 before Kirby leaves, and it's not that it. I mean, the Fantastic Four stayed good though. 58, 59, 59. But I don't know if I would have, if Kirby had stayed with Fantastic Four during his declining years, that might have been disappointing. It's better for, you know, like the, I want to say, okay, number 73. A special guest star bonanza. 74. Oh, this is the one. Excuse me. Probably COVID. Let's see, 75. This one I bought a few months ago. I think some idiot put replacement staples in it. But I didn't remember I had it, so I bought it again. That's my problem. Can't keep buying the same comics again when there are holes I need to fill in my collection. 77. It starts, you can kind of tell Kirby's losing a little of his enthusiasm in this era. It seems like it's still good. What am I talking about? Maybe it's a little bit later on that you can really see a decline. But the comics became a lot quicker to read because the panels were much bigger, and that to me looked like he was trying to save time and not draw quite as much. 84. I'm going too quick probably. 85. 86. 89. Oh, so I need to get 87 and 88. That should be relatively easy to do. They're not that pricey, but who knows what could happen to the market when Marvel puts out an actually good Fantastic Four. It's really a shame that Fantastic Four was Marvel's greatest comic. I mean, it really was. It was their best. And the movies are so bad that they weren't put out by Marvel themselves. And so the general public, the average idiot on the street that wears the superhero shirts from Target, that thinks they know everything about the characters, when the Fantastic Four comes out, they're going to think that it's a ripoff of The Incredibles. Or they may not want to go see it because they saw the other movies that weren't too good. Okay. I'm putting these back while I'm doing the video, which doesn't provide much entertainment for the viewer. Holy shit, I just discovered something. Look at those tears. It's my only copy of this issue. Look at the tears at the bottom of this. I gotta replace that issue. I mean, it doesn't affect the readability of the comic, but I got big chunks out of the cover. Why would I have bought that? No telling. No telling. Alright. This is when Kirby was taking plots from Star Trek episodes, and they're on a planet of gangsters. And I'm not complaining. It's great stuff, but clearly he was inspired by pretty current episode of Star Trek. Yeah. And the thing has to fight to the death against these robots for these Chicago-style gangsters. Oh, I got 2 copies of this issue. Pretty cool. 94. 95. This is where it starts to decline, as I recall. The really obvious in this era. 96. 97. Ooh, that does not look good at that corner. Jesus. Then I don't have 98 and 99. I gotta get those. This is such a great cover. 101. Yeah. That's about one Kirby left, I think. See, this isn't Kirby, but it's still great. Let me move up to 108. So what did I jump from? 106 to 108. Okay, so I need 107. And then I'm missing 19 and 110 because I'm up to 111. Then I need 112 and 113 and 114 because now I'm up to 115. 15 cents begins. This is probably arguably Bronze Age. Bronze Age, would you consider it Bronze Age? No, well, so it's still Silver Age at 15 cents. To me, the Bronze Age begins, and this is just my personal opinion, when they got rid of the corner box and went to Marvel Comics Group going across the top of that cigar band, is what I call it. To me, that's the sign that it's Bronze Age. And this is from the famous Bill Mobley collection. It's a pedigree, 1964 annual. And the wedding of Sue and Reed. You know, it was, even the Beatles showed up for it. Look at all that detail. Sergeant Fury. How did Sergeant Fury show up at the wedding? All right, well, those are the Silver Age Fantastic Four comics I have currently as of Labor Day 2020. And I will grow this collection. And I have a lot of work to do, although I already did a pretty good job of building the collection back 40 years ago. So that's good. The prices of these have not gone up where you would think they would be. Oh, well, there's, to me, that's still Silver Age, and so is that, and that, and that, and that, because they have the corner box. Okay, so as far to, let me entertain you with something. I'm going to just set this down for a moment. If you don't mind, I'll just talk with you. I should be more professional, ladies and gentlemen, with my content. I hate that word content, don't you? Content. I'm creating content. No, I'm creating shows. I'm creating episodes. Content. That just sounds so weird. It's like girls into makeup, you know, that collect makeup, like my wife. Or a cosmetologist, they call everything product. Yes, I'm going to show you my product, my Marvel Comics. It's product. I don't like the word product. I don't like the word content. And You know, online there's a whole community of comic book fans that are amazing, and I was watching some of them competing in a contest for Night Tiger comics last night, and that was fun. But to me, I'd rather call it a neighborhood. It's a neighborhood of comic book collectors. That sounds better to me than community. Community just sounds like some kind of political action group or something a little too communist for me. So, it's getting hot up here. It's a hot summer day in Texas. And I was just doing some videos. And then the Apple TV up here kicked me out. And I have to log back in, but I have to do that with my wife's email. I don't know how to get back into that. I was just about to do a duet with this head of Elton John and Kiki D's Don't Go Breaking My Heart, but I don't think that's going to happen. So that telethon may be over for this year. Probably, I don't know, it's probably going to cause me to lose subscribers with all that silliness. I'm going to start turning off the lights up here in the comic book room. And yeah, I was looking at a house in West Virginia that has 1,000 more square feet, and it's about $100,000 less than this house. So that means, I still owe about $25,000 on this house, so I would be able to buy that house and have all this cash left over. And then the property tax on this house I'm looking at is like $368 a year, as opposed to the $4,200 I'm paying here. So to me that sounds like a good deal, and it seems like a nice little small town, and you're right in the Blue Ridge Mountains that Elton John sang about. And this is something that may become a reality, maybe not, but hopefully soon. I've got to act on that. But for right now, I think I need to get a cheeseburger. So, it's cheeseburger time here in Gratuito. Right, Pete? Do you agree, Gratu? Gratu asks you, is it cheeseburger time, Pete? What would you say? Yep. 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 Means cheeseburger. Cat language. Whew. So, God bless you all. And remember, we're all in this together. And the storm is upon us. And remember to stay safe out there. And remember to wear your mask, because you have to remember you're a filthy bag of contagion. And if you don't wear that mask, you're going to get a lot of people sick. And a lot of elderly people are going to die from being exposed to your filthy breath, your filthy existence. So make sure you wear that mask, at least until the day after the election, so that you can be miserable and the Democrats can blame it on the president. See you later.